This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, so in last section we discussed about remote function calls and remote client copy also we discussed. Yeah, so these are the T codes in client administration. So SCCL local client copy, already we discussed this one. And role transport, we are not discussed, we'll discuss in TMS. Client copy logs, yes, we discuss. Client creation, we discuss. Client deletion, we discussed already. Export import, we'll cover in TMS. And the remote client copy, so in last session we discussed this one. Logical system, this is also we discuss. RJ10, so RJ10 T code we are using for multiple activities. So one of the activities, SAP star user activation, already we discussed. Client lock unlock, this is also we discussed already. And remote function calls, in last session we discussed. At the time of remote client copy only, we need logical system and RFC. So we are not discuss role transportation, the export import. So in DMS we'll cover these three T codes. So this is client administration. And today we are going to discuss about user administration. User administration. A list of T codes in user administration. So we have three T codes. First one is SU01. Second one is SU10. Third one is SU01B. SU01, this is the T code for user maintenance and also called as single user administration. Single user administration. SU10, this is mass user maintenance. Also called as multi-user administration. Multi-user administration. SU01D, this is the transaction code for user display. User display. So these are the three T codes in user administration. In client administration, we have 12 transaction codes, but in user administration we have only 3 transaction codes. So SU01, this is the transaction code for user maintenance and also called as single user administration. SU10, this is for mass user maintenance and also called as multi-user administration. SU01D, D means display. So only for display purpose, user display. So we'll discuss one by one. So if you take client administration, so we have 12 transaction codes. For example, if you take SEC3, this is the T code for client copy logs. During client copy or after client copy, we can check the logs, how many tables are copied from source to target client. That is only for client copy logs. So we can't able to use for any other activity. SEC3 is only for client copy logs. So if you take SECL, local client copy. So only for local client copy, we are not using for any other activity. If you take BD54, this is for at the time of remote client copy, we need to identify the clients. So for identification purpose only, we are using BD54 for create the logical system for the client. So we are using only for logical system purpose, BD54. And if you take SM59, we are using for remote client, remote function calls, only for RFCs. We are not using for any other activity. So if you take SEC9, remote client copy, the T code is only for remote client copy. So if you take all these T codes, so not only these T codes, so if you take SEC1, role transportation, SEC7, export, import, SEC8, export. So SE37, client export, client lock unlock. So these transaction codes are using for specific activities only. We are not using for multiple activities. So why I'm saying this means, see here. So if you take SU01, only one single T code. By using SU01, we can able to create single user. The same T code, we can able to display user profile. By using the same T code, change user profile, delete user profile, copy user profile, lock and unlock user profile, change password, change user profile password. Yeah. So these are the activities. We are called as activities. We have only one T code, SU01 only. SU01, by using SU01, we can able to create a number of single users. One by one user, we can't able to create more than one user. At a time, one user, we can able to create by using SU01. With the same T code, we can able to display the user profile. So if you want to see the user profile, by using SU01, you can able to see the user profile. and the change, if any changes are required in the user profile, using SU01 we can change the user profile, delete as per the requirement. If you want to delete the user profile, same T code, by using same SU01 we can able to delete the user profile. Copy, so by using SU01 we can copy the existing user profile to new user profile, just like a client copy from existing client. Whatever the tables we have, all the tables we need to copy to the new client. The same way, from existing user, whatever the roles and responsibilities, same roles and responsibilities we need to copy to new user. Lock unlock, so by using SU01 we can lock the user and we can unlock the user. And finally, the password change, based on the requirement we can able to change the password. Only one T code for all the activities. So this is called as create activity. This is display activity, change activity, delete activity, copy activity, lock unlock activity, and the password change activity. But if you take the client administration T codes, SCCL, it's only for local client copy. The same T code we are not using for any other activity. If you take SN59, that is only for RFC connections. Create the RFC connections. We are not using for any other activity. BD54, it's only for create the logical systems for the client. We are not using for any other activity. If you take SCC9, client remote client copy, say SCC9 T code we are using for only remote client copy. We are not using any other activity. But if you take SU01, only one T code we are using for multiple activities. But in real-time scenario, if any new employee join in the organization as a basis consultant, we need to create the user IDs. Whatever the employee ID, that is the user ID. But suppose if my employee ID is 2006575, this is my employee ID. This is a user ID also in SAP. If you want to log into SAP, this is the user ID. So we should not use the names. We should not use names in real-time scenario for user ID. Instead of the names, we should use the IDs. The employee ID is a user ID. We should not use the names. Okay. So I will show you the window, SU01 window. SU01. Yeah, this is a window. You observe here. This is create activity. This is change activity. This is display activity. This is delete activity. This is copy activity. This is lock unlock activity. This is password change activity. So all the activities in one single T code. So if you want to create user, enter user ID here 2006575 and click on create. It is asking the first name, last name, mail ID, mobile number, address, everything. So we need to assign the required details. This is for change. If the user is already existing, if any changes are required in the user profile, by using this icon, we can change the user profile. So this is for display, just to view purpose. We can't able to change anything. The window is in disabled mode. We can't able to change anything. The fourth one is delete. The user is not existing in the organization. We can delete. For example, one of the employee, he resigned. So his notice period also over. So in that case, we'll delete the user ID. Copy. So one of the employee resigned. The place in the same place, our organization recruit one more employee, one new employee. So whatever the roles and responsibilities, the previous employee, the same roles and responsibility we need to copy to new user. Next one is lock unlock. So if we entered wrong password more than I think 4 times or 5 times, automatically the user is going to be locked. That is user side lock because we entered wrong password. Administrator, the basis consultant can able to lock the user. So two types of locks, user side lock and admin side lock. User side lock means, for example, one of the ABAP or FICO consultant, he entered wrong password more than 3 or 4 times. Automatically the user ID is locked. The second one is as a basis consultant, we can lock the user. After that, we can unlock the user also. That is finally password change. So if the user forgot his password, we need to reset the password for the user. So these are the activities. So first we'll discuss about user creation. Single user creation. We know the T code SU01. The user ID 2006575. So this is a user we are going to create. SU01 2006575 user ID. Click on create. Already exists. Okay. 6576. Yeah. So this is the window. So once we click on create, this is the window. The title. So we need to select the title, but this is not a mandatory because we don't have any checkbox. But last name is mandatory because checkbox. Already we discussed this one. So if you want to create a client, you observe here, the client number is mandatory because checkbox is there. In SAP terminology, wherever we have the checkbox, that is mandatory field. But you observe here in description, city, logical system, and currency, client role. These are not mandatory. These are not mandatory, but client number is mandatory. That's why we have checkbox. But here in these text boxes, we don't have any checkbox. So wherever we have checkbox in SAP, that is mandatory field. So here also we have last name. Last name is mandatory, but remaining first name, academic title, language, and function, department, room number, floor, building. These are not mandatory because we don't have any checkboxes here. Last name is mandatory. So enter the last name. These are not mandatory, that's why I'm not assigning here the details. And click on log on data. So this is log on data window. User type. Actually, we have 5 types of users. So we have 5 types of user. Dialog user. So we already discussed dialog workforces, dialog instance. In the same way here also, the user type is dialog user. But we should not compare with the dialog instance, dialog workforces. This is separate, the user only. Dialog user and communication user, system user, and service user, and reference user. So these are the 5 types of the users. So we have a question, the types of users. Definitely we'll ask. So in interest, if we attend any interest, definitely we'll place this entry question. The types of users. 5 types of users: dialog user, communication user, system user, and service user. Finally, reference user. So just click on the drop down list. Yeah, dialog user, system user, communication user, reference user, and finally service user. These are the 5 types of users. So we'll discuss more about what is dialog user, and system user, and communication user, reference user, and service user. We'll discuss before complete the user administration. And here the password, we need to assign a password. Security policy is not required. Security policy is not required because we don't have any checkbox. And the next password. So new password rules. Case sensitive. Password is case sensitive. Observe here. Password is case sensitive. In SAP logon, if you want to enter the T codes, so you can use uppercase, lowercase, no issue. So the T codes are not a case sensitive. You can use uppercase, lowercase, but the password for the user is a case sensitive. And here also we have two options for password: system generated password, otherwise manual assigned password. 2 types of passwords. So if we click on generate, this is, so whenever we click on generate this icon, system will generate a password, so which is nearly 30 to 40 characters, combination of numbers, letters, and special characters, all these things. So nearly 30 to 40 characters system will generate the password if you go with the generate icon. Otherwise, manually also we can able to assign. So here we can able to assign manual assign password. So here I go with manual assign password. In our practice sessions, you can use generate. So India 12. Click on save. And we have other tabs also. Secure network connection, SNC, secure network connection, defaults, the printers for the user. We can assign the printer and the parameters, roles, and the profiles. We'll discuss about these tabs also in our coming sessions. Click on save. Yeah, so user is created. User is created. Okay, minimize this window. Yeah, enter the user ID, password, India 12. First time the user try to log into SAP, It is asking the new password. But whatever the password we are going to give, the new password, that should be different from the last password. So same password we should not assign, at least one character it should be difference. Okay, so here India 1234, India 1234. I assigned the password at the time of user creation. India 12 only I gave the password, but here India 1234 giving the password, new password, repeat password should be same. Click on transfer, click on continue. Yeah, so user is logged in. So you can check system dpk client number 800 user id 2006576. The session manager means first window should be session manager only. This is a program for display the window above has created program. This is, and response time from database 656 milliseconds takes to display the window. So interpretation time and round trip. But here the user cannot able to means the user is not able to use any key code. The user is not able to use any key code. For suppose I'm going to create new client SEC4, will get error message. You are not authorized to use this transaction code SEC4 because of just we created user only. We are not assigned any permissions to the user. Just we create the user ID. The user can able to log into SAP only. After that, he can't able to do anything. This is, I'm going to exit from the program. So next, okay, change. If any changes are required in the user ID, user profile, by using change icon, we can able to do the changes. For example, so here department. So department is empty at the time of user creation. 2006576 user creation. We are not assigned any department. So now we got a requirement to assign the department as SAP basis. So first enter user ID. First enter the T code SU01 and enter the user ID. So the user ID we need to assign. For which user ID profile you want to change, first you need to assign the user ID 2006576. Now click on change and enter the department. This is, we can't say. That's enough. User has changed. Means some changes are happening in the user ID. Next, third icon, display. Just view purpose. We can't able to do anything. Just click on display. First enter the user ID. Which user ID you want to display? Enter the user ID, click on display. Yes, you observe here, the entire window is disable mode. So if you want to assign any room number, not possible. So this is display. Next, delete. The employee already resigned in our organization. He served notice period also. That's why no need to so first we need to delete the user. The user should be deleted because the employee he served the notice period also. Once he completed the notice period, for example 1 month or 3 months, next day we need to delete the user ID. And one more thing, in real-time scenario, we should not create in our practice sessions. Yes, you can able to create thousands of users, but real-time scenario we should not create Means so unnecessarily we should not create the user IDs, because whatever the user we are going to create here, that is chargeable. So at the time of license purchased by our organization, they gave the license for example, 100 users only. They have taken for 100 users. So means the organization should not create more than 100 users. Accidentally, as a basis consultant, whenever we create the user ID, means whenever we create more than 100 users, our organization is going to be problem. Means problem is SAP, they will find some some 2 crores or 3 crores amount. So they will charge from our organization. So we should not create whatever the limit our organization at the time of license purchase. We should not exceed the user. Every user is going to be counted. That's what I'm saying. So once, if any employee he served the notice period, next day we need to delete the user. So in place of the resign user, so if any new employee in our organization he joined, that's so whatever the employee ID, so based on that we create the user ID. So we should not create more than 100 users if our organization purchase license for 100 users. Every year auditing user, every year, every organization they have auditing, that is done by PwC. The PwC people, they will verify each and everything. So by mistakenly, whenever we create more than 100 users, that is going to be a big issue. So in our practice sessions, okay, you can able to create number of users, but in real time scenario, unnecessarily we should not create any user. Okay, so please remember that one. Delete. So a user ID 2006576 already resigned. He served notice period also. That's why I click on delete. So we got a confirmation window. So user 2006576 is to be deleted. Mail user will be also deleted. So when I click on yes, the user going to be deleted. But for further activities, I'm not deleting this user. So that is deleted. Next, copy. User ID 2006576 already resigned, and in place of 2006576, so we created 2006579. This is a new employee in our organization. Whatever the roles and responsibilities, the user ID 2006576, the same roles and responsibility we are going to copy to 2006579. So this is copy, user copy. So first we enter the user. From each user you want to copy the data, enter the user ID, click on copy here. From 2006576 to we need to change 2006579. Okay, next choose the parts. So if we want to copy the data, means address data from 2006576 to 2006579. We want to copy the address data, yes you can, but the user to user, the address is different, so no need to check the checkbox here. By default that is unchecked only, because 2006576 address is different, 2006579 address is different, so no need to copy address. Remaining data like defaults, user parameters, reference, roles, authorization profiles, we'll discuss roles and authorization profiles in our coming session. And user groups, personalization, license data, easy access settings, everything need to copy to new ID, new user ID. So just click on copy. Yeah. So here the password already we discussed. We have two options. So one is system generated password. Second one is manual assign password. So here also I'm using manual assign. In our practice sessions, you can use the generate system generate password. Click on save. Yeah, 2006579 user is created. At the same time, already data is copied. Whatever the data in 2006576, the data is already copied to 2006579. This is next to lock unlock. Already we discussed. We have two types of locks. Means user side lock. If I enter more than 4 or 5 wrong passwords, that is going to be locked. So we'll see. So just now we created one user 2006576 user. So the password India 1234. Yeah, it is logged in. Log out from this user. 200. Okay. So here now I'm entered wrong password India 123 only 123. Name or password is incorrect because I'm not assigned correct password. Second time I entered wrong password. Okay. Session is closed. Again, open 2006576. Again, wrong password.
Sir, I think, sir, that is not working because it's coming out of the login pad instead of locking it. You could try admin lock, sir, maybe.
Oh, here also it is working. Yeah, I will show you. I think not this one. Yeah, so you observe here, actually we enter wrong password for 001 client. So more than I think 4 times use the password, wrong password. That's why finally password longer log on no longer possible because too many failed items. So whenever we got this message means the user he entered wrong password more than 4 times or 5 times. Then we got this message no longer possible because too many failed items. This is one type client lock, sorry, user lock, not client lock. So SAP star also locked. Oh, yeah, that is user side lock. Whenever the user enter more than 3 times or 4 times, whenever he enter wrong password, so we'll get that message. And here I will show you administrator side lock. SU01 2006576. Click on lock unlock. So present the user is not locked, present. So if you want to lock, click on lock. User locked. So try to log in with the user. Yeah, 1 2 3 4. Yeah, user is locked. Please notify the responsible person. This is whenever the basis consultant he locked the user ID. So whenever the user he enter wrong password more than 3 times or 4 times, he will get too many failed items. No longer possible. Too many failed items. So whenever the basis consultant or basis admin he locked the user ID, he locked the user. At the time of login, the user login, he will get the message user is locked. Please notify the responsible person. This is the admin lock. Okay, so here, so this is admin. Enter SU01, enter the user ID, and click on lock unlock. So see here, locked with the system manager means basis consultant. So if you want to unlock, just click on unlock. Go to user window, password India 1234. Now the user is logged in. This is so next password change. For example, 2006576 user, he forgot the password. So now we are going to reset the password. SU01, the user ID 2006576. Click on password change. So enter the password India 12. Repeat password should be same India 12. Click on apply. The user try to log into the new password 2006576. Password India 12. So just now that means the basis consultant change the password. So that's why the user need to change the password. So if he entered the same last password, India 1234, India 1234, but the user will get a error message. Choose a password that is different from the last 5 passwords. So because India 1234 already used same user, so we should not use the last 5 passwords. So India 1234 5. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. Click on continue. Yeah, now the user is logged in. So last 5 password we should not use. So this is single user administration. Yeah, any queries? User creation, change, user profile change, user display, user delete, user copy, user lock unlock, password change. Any queries in single user administration? Any queries?
సార్ రియల్ టైంలో పాస్వర్డ్ లాక్ ఎన్ని టైమ్స్ పడింది సార్?
అది మనకు ఒక పారామీటర్ ఉంటుందండి.
ఫెయిల్ టు యూజర్ లాక్ అదే కదా సార్?
అది. So this is a parameter login fails to user lock, number of invalid logon items. So ఇక్కడ మనం ఎంత నంబర్ ఇస్తే పారామీటర్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకొని ఇక్కడ చూడండి 5 అని ఉంది. అంటే 5 టైమ్స్ యూజర్ రాంగ్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఇస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా 6th టైం యూజర్ ట్రై చేస్తే తనకి యూజర్ లాక్ అయిపోతుంది. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ fails to session end, number of invalid logon items to until session end. అంటే సో ఐ థింక్ ఇది 3 ఇచ్చారు, అందుకే మనకి 3 times కి ఇక్కడ చూడండి రాంగ్ పాస్వర్డ్, ఫస్ట్ టైం, సెకండ్ టైం రాంగ్ పాస్వర్డ్, థర్డ్ టైం రాంగ్ పాస్వర్డ్. సో ఆటోమేటిక్గా సెషన్ ఎండ్ అవుతుంది. సో బికాస్ ఆఫ్ ఆ పారామీటర్ వాల్యూ 3 ఉంది. ఓకే, సో 3 టైమ్స్ రాంగ్ పాస్వర్డ్ ఎంటర్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా సెషన్ లాక్ అవుతుంది, అంటే సెషన్ క్లోజ్ అవుతుంది. సో ఇక్కడ ఎందుకు మనకి ఆ యూజర్ లాక్ అవ్వలేదంటే 3 టైమ్స్కి సెషన్ ఎండ్ అవుతుంది, బట్ ఇక్కడ 5 టైమ్స్ వరకు అన్నాడు. So login. ఆ డిఫరెన్స్ చూడండి ఇక్కడ. యూజర్ లాక్. సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి సెషన్ 3 times కి ఎండ్ అయిపోతుంది, బట్ ఇక్కడ 5 times వరకు పాసిబిలిటీ ఇచ్చాడు. సో అది ఎలా చేస్తాం? మనకి 3 times కి సెషన్ ఎండ్ అయిపోతుంది కదా, మనం 5 times ఎలా మనం ట్రై చేస్తాం? సో ఇది రాంగ్. ఇక్కడ మనం 5 times పెట్టాలి. ఆ సెషన్ ఎండ్ ఇక్కడ 5 ఉంది కదా, అది 5 ఉండాలి, లేదంటే అది సెషన్ 3 ఉంది కదా, ఇక్కడన్నా 3 ఉండాలి. సో ఆ 3 times కి సెషన్ ఎండ్ అయిపోతే మనం 5 times ఎలా మనం యూజ్ చేస్తాం? ట్రై చేయలేం కదా, రైట్?
ఎస్ సార్, ఎస్ సార్.
సో మనకి 3 times కి సెషన్ విండో ఎండ్ అయిపోతుంది. మనకి 5 times వరకు ఉంటే విండో, అప్పుడు మనకి యూజర్ లాక్ అయిందా లేదని తెలిసిపోతుంది. బట్ ఇక్కడేమో 5 ఉంది, సెషన్ ఏమో 3 times కి క్లోజ్ అవుతుంది. ఎలా లాక్ అవుతుంది యూజర్? కరెక్టేనా?
ఎస్ సార్. కానీ ప్రాక్టీస్ సర్వర్ లో మాత్రం 100 times పెట్టుకున్నది, 99 times అలా పెట్టి వాళ్ళని వర్క్ చేపిస్తూ ఉంటారు.
ఎస్ ఎస్, అది ఇంకా మనం చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఎంతనే పెట్టుకోవచ్చు. మీరు ఇది చూడండి, ఈ పారామీటర్ గుర్తు పెట్టుకోండి, సేమ్ ఉండాలి. మీరు కూడా ట్రై చేయండి, లాక్ అవుతుందా, యూజర్ లాక్ అవుతుందా లేదని. సో ఇక్కడ 5 ఉంటే ఫేజ్ టు యూజర్ లాక్ 5 ఉంటే ఫేజ్ టు సెషన్ ఎండ్ కూడా 5 ఉండాలి. ఓకే, 5 అంటే 5 times అని. ఎనీ క్వరీస్?
సార్ అక్కడ
client
పారామీటర్ వాల్యూ 0 or 1 ఇవ్వలేదు కదా సార్, 0 అంటే ఎస్ అని.
జీరోనా?
మనం
ఏది?
ఆర్జెట్ ఎస్ఏపి యూజర్ యాక్టివేషన్ టైంలో పారామీటర్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు 0 కానీ 1 కానీ ఇస్తే 0 అంటే ఎస్ అని, 1 అంటే నో అని
పారామీటర్
పారామీటర్.
వరకే, ఓన్లీ ఫర్ దట్ పారామీటర్, అన్నిటికి కాదు. సో ఇక్కడ చూడండి, అదే కదా మీకు చెప్తుంది.
ఓకే,
0 ఇచ్చారు చూసారా, ఇదేనా?
అవును సార్, అవును.
ఇక్కడ 0 ఉంది అంటే ఏంటి?
అది ఎగ్జిక్యూట్ అవ్వమని, ఎస్ అని.
ఎస్సా?
అదే శాప్ స్టార్ ని మనం యాక్టివేట్ చేసినట్టు, అక్కడ మనం 1 ఇస్తే గనక మనకి యాక్టివేట్ అయినా మనకి యాక్సెస్ ఉండదు, అదే యూజర్ అనేది మనకి యాక్సెస్ ఉండదు.
సో ఇక్కడ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇది మన రిమోట్ సర్వర్, మంది కాదు, ఇది మంది కాదు, రిమోట్ ఇది. సో అందుకే వాళ్ళు ఏం చేస్తారంటే క్లయింట్ క్రియేట్ చేసినా కూడా యూజర్స్ లాగిన్ అవ్వకూడదని 0 పెట్టారు. సారీ, ఓకే, 0నే ఉంది కదా, ఓకే ఫైన్.
ఎస్ సార్.
సో మనం నంబర్ ఆఫ్ క్లయింట్స్ మనం క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, ఎస్ఏపి స్టార్ యూజర్ పిఎస్ఎస్ తో లాగిన్ అవ్వచ్చు. ఓకే, బట్ ఇక్కడ ఇది రిమోట్ సిస్టమ్, నాకు తెలిసి వాళ్ళు పాస్వర్డ్ చేంజ్ చేస్తుంటారు. ఎస్ఏపి స్టార్ కి పిఎస్ఎస్ ఉండదు, పాస్వర్డ్ చేంజ్ చేస్తుంటారు. ఓకే, ఇది మాత్రం మీరు ట్రై చేయండి. ఫేజ్ టు యూజర్ లాక్ 3 ఉంటే ఫేజ్ టు సెషన్ ఎండ్ 3 ఉండాలి. ఇక్కడ 5 ఉంటే ఫేజ్ టు యూజర్ లాక్ 5 ఉంటే సెషన్ ఎండ్ కూడా 5 ఉండాలి. ఆ 2 పారామీటర్స్ మీరు చెక్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకే, ఎనీ క్వరీస్?
ఎస్ఐపి స్టార్ యాక్టివేషన్ ని మన వర్క్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ డియాక్టివ్ చేయాలి సార్. అది లోకల్ క్లయింట్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత, అంటే 1 చేసి పెట్టాలి మన వర్క్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత.
అదేం అవసరం లేదండి, 1 ఏం పెట్టాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. సో అలానే ఉంచండి. బట్ క్లయింట్కి మనం చెప్పుకున్నాం కదా, క్లయింట్ అడ్మినిస్ట్రేషన్ యాక్టివిటీస్ అన్ని ఎక్సెప్ట్ రిమోట్ ఫంక్షన్ కాల్స్, అన్ని యాక్టివిటీస్ అన్ని 1 టైం యాక్టివిటీస్. డైలీ మనం ఏం చేయం, క్లయింట్ క్రియేషన్ కానీ, క్లయింట్ కాపీ కానీ, రిమోట్ క్లయింట్ కాపీ కానీ, లాజికల్ సిస్టమ్స్ కానీ, క్లయింట్ లాక్ అన్లాక్, ఇవన్నీ మనం డైలీ ఏం చేయం. సో అది 0నే ఉంచండి, బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ద రిక్వైర్మెంట్. ఒకవేళ మేనేజర్ మన టీమ్ లీడర్ చేంజ్ చేయమంటే చేంజ్ చేయాలి 1కి. ఓకే, ఎనీ అదర్ క్వరీస్? Okay, so no queries. Then we'll connect on tomorrow.